Hi, I'm Howard Alprin, and I'm here with Dr. Kretschy. We're in San Antonio, Texas, and I actually went to Dr. Kretschy and told her, you did such a good job on my hair transplant surgery that more people should know about it. Dr. Kretschy, thank you. And how long have you been doing these transplant surgeries?
I've been here almost 7 years.
Okay. And you do a variety of hair transplants, but you told me that my case was a little bit rare. Can you explain that a little bit?
So most of my patients have male pattern baldness, but very few of them have the severity of hair loss that you have.
Did you hear that, folks? Severity of hair loss. So, I have been bald a very long time, doctor. I had been bald. I had been bald for like 20 plus odd years. And it's funny because people would often say, Howard, why don't you just shave it off? You guys saw the pre-look, right? So I had a little bit here and a little bit on the back. And one of the reasons, doctor, that I never shaved it was because I don't really find bald attractive when, too much at all. Now, I have myself have the confidence and have gone on in my life to do well, and I like myself, but this opportunity came about with Dr. Kretschy, and I had showed her an old picture about when I was doing a comb over, and I said, you know what, let me go visit with this doctor at Limmer Hair Transplant in San Antonio and see what she says. And doctor, what did you say exactly? What was our conversation like?
Well, we had a lot of discussion about realistic expectations and limitations of what we could do for you, to be quite honest.
Yes, and that was really a bulk of what we were talking about is, the doctor realized that I didn't have great expectations. I wasn't here thinking I was going to get a big head of hair, but I had told her about my comb over, and I showed her a picture, and I said, hey, is this something maybe we could do? And what did you think?
Well, I think I said that most people don't come in asking for a comb over. They actually want to not have to do a comb over. But I said, if that's your expectation, then I could do that.
And what actually ended up happening was a lot more than that. So I wanted to go through with you and tell you exactly what happened. Doctor, there were 4 things that you wrote down that you suggested that I do as part of my treatment. Can you go over what were those 4 items?
Well, anyone who's suffering from hair loss needs to be on a medical program to save their native hair. And that's using the right shampoo, the right vitamins, and typically we use minoxidil and finasteride. That's kind of the 4 pillars of prevention of hair loss.
And for those of you that are not familiar, what are the typical names we might call minoxidil and finasteride?
So they're also known as Rogaine and Propecia.
So in a nutshell, guys, and if your wives are watching, I was, after surgery, I made sure to wash my hair with the Head and Shoulders that is well known with zinc. I was taking the finasteride, also known as Propecia. I started the Rogaine, and I took a vitamin called biotin. And so after surgery, what ended up happening is my hair grew substantially on the sides where I had it. You see the pre-shot, but it turned into more than just a comb over. It's actually, I was telling the doctor a funny story. I took a picture for a Bitmoji, and the Bitmoji puts hair up there now. So this was a tremendous success, and I thought, you know what, doctor, let's do a little bit more. And we're here to tell you that if you have male pattern baldness and you're realistic with your expectations, there is a permanent solution potentially, because everybody's different, right, doctor?
Yes. Everybody has a finite number of hairs, whether they're losing hair or not. And some people naturally have thicker donor hair and some have thinner. But in your case, even though you're thinning in the back and the top, we had hair to borrow from, and we improved both of it with your medical program as well.
And I think what was really interesting about the way Dr. Krejci approached things was I came in with my wife, and I'm hoping that we'll have my wife back after my second surgery. My wife completely supports this. I think she's very surprised. Hey, I'm 52 years old. This was unexpected. We weren't expecting me to have hair all of a sudden. I have to change my ID picture at work, guys. So anyways, I thought what was really great that you did, Dr. Krejci, was you said it would potentially frame my face better. Can you explain what you meant by that, please?
So a lot of guys come in wanting to fill up the whole top of their head. I mean, that's everybody's dream, just to put their hair back like it was when they were in high school. So when that's not possible, the hairline itself is what we see when we look at ourselves in the mirror. It's what we see when we interact with people. And if you connect the hairline and the sides, you've got a frame that then puts the focus to the person's eyes, to their face, and that's where we generally have conversations with people, is their face.
Yeah, and I'm not a Brad Pitt lookalike, okay? But it's nice to have a little bit more framing of my face. You know, I feel like I have pretty nice features. I got a nice chin and my eyes I enjoy, and they're all coming out a little bit more, and I think I just look better, and I like the look. Again, guys, I was okay being bald, but you know, change can be fun, you know, and I'm having a good time with it. I think another thing that I wanted to share that I thought was really important, Doctor, was in your brochure you talk about being a sculptor. And can you just, I know you just touched on this a little bit, did you have anything you wanted to add about what it means to be a sculptor? And I really consider you an artist of hair restoration, and you've been doing it a long time. You're a board certified dermatologist. Can you describe sculpting?
So medicine is really where art and science comes together, because we have the textbooks that tell us how to do surgery, how to prescribe medications, but if you're looking at the human face and the human scalp, it's a sphere. It's a round, really canvas, and so you have to know how to lay the hair on that canvas so that it looks natural. There's no straight lines on the human body. There's no flat surfaces, and so just like if it was a piece of clay and you're making a sculpture out of that, you know, in some ways, adding hair to someone's face is like sculpting with hair.
Yes, I feel like that's exactly what you did. And you know, I want to just express to you all, you know, I'm a middle school teacher, guys, so I'm a little animated here, but I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm going in for my second surgery. I'm looking forward to it. I have no reservations about anything bad happening to me. I've already had the surgery once. I can tell you that this office takes incredible, detailed care of you. And thank you, Dr. Krejci, for your staff. Did you want to talk about what you do for the care of the patients here and your staff?
So the first thing is I do have to give credit to my staff. Many of them have been here more than 20 years. So for them, this is not a job. This is their passion. This is their talents, and they're so good at it, and I can't do my job without them. As you saw, it's an all-day affair. It's very meticulous. It's tedious, and so as those hairs are going back in, the people around me are crucial to it all coming together. We try to make you feel comfortable. Obviously, it's a sensitive thing. Many men don't want to share their story. So, however private you want to be, we want to take that into consideration. We know that it's uncomfortable to talk about things that are sensitive. So, I mean, I just think we try to do our best and go to make you feel welcome, to make it feel like a safe place, and one where you can be comfortable to go through these changes.
And I completely believe that you did that for me. And I want to say, one other thing for all of you that are watching this video. Dr. Krejci doesn't have to do this. Her business is very, very good, okay? So the reason we felt it was important is because we're talking to a different avenue of men with hair loss. And specifically, we're addressing people that looked like me on the pre-shot. And we're letting you know that this is an alternative, and it's very safe, and it's very efficient, and it will make a difference. However, everyone's different, so there's no guarantees in life. However, if you were to price it and look at what it's worth, I think you'll find that it's definitely worth your time and money. And I don't really, what do you want to say about the time involved on the procedure, doctor?
So a hair transplant takes the majority of a day to do, but I think the harder part is the waiting. It's not an immediate gratification, which is good and bad. If you have a facelift, there's a month of downtime. A hair transplant has about a week of downtime, but then you're waiting 6 to 12 months to see the results. So you got to be patient. The good side of that is that you don't walk out the door with this full head of hair and everyone around says, hey, what's going on there?
Right.
So as your hair grows in slowly, it becomes kind of a subtle transformation. And usually my patients tell me that someone says, did you lose weight?
That's right.
You know, what did you do different? They know something's different.
Yes. No, I can't help but laugh, because that's basically what happened. Is I have people asking me if I lost weight. They don't know. So we're in September right now. I had my surgery in December, so we're exactly 9 months, and right in between 6 to 12 months. So this is what it is, guys, and I can't wait to get back to you after my second surgery. But doctor, thanks again. I think we covered a lot. And I want to just tell you that to your staff and also to you, thank you from the Alperin family.
Well, I appreciate you putting yourself out there. That's not easy to do. And encouraging, that this isn't a procedure just for the very wealthy. It's not a procedure for the movie stars. Quote, normal people can benefit from it, and it can really boost your esteem.
Yeah, that's funny. I almost forgot to tell you, Dr. Kretschy has done movie stars and rock stars, but she won't tell you who they are. She can't, but she's done them. So come give Dr. Kretschy at the Limmer Hair Transplant Center a call in San Antonio. It doesn't matter where you are. They do people from all over, different countries. People come from all over to see Dr. Kretschy. And she didn't need to do this. We just thought it would be fun and the right thing to tell people about. Thank you again.